Hi, I'm the Naked Firefly. Welcome to my channel, Mindful Writing with the Rebel Writer. Today, I wanted to share with you how I plan out my projects for an entire year. So, let's get to it. All right, so I would go on Google Sheets and I would open up a new project and I would create a sheet that would look like this. And this one in particular is Project Planner 2019-2020. I do have one that is already done. And as you can see, there's some numbers at the bottom and some of my projects at the top. So what I would do is that I would think of all the projects I want to do for the year and I would write them down. Right now, I have just finished one of my romance novels, and so now I've moved on to a new project, a mystery novel. However, the romance novel is now in its next cycle, which we will get to in a minute. So let's just say that I'm still working on the romance novel. I would write it down here at the top. And then I would put in the word count for it. And how many days I believe it's going to take. And that in particular, I would maybe print out a calendar from, I believe it's calendarlabs.com. A simple little calendar, nothing fancy. January, February, March are done. So now we're looking at April. So let's say I was starting the project in April, and today is the 15th. So I would figure out how many days I would need to plot it. And that actually might take, for me in particular, plotting doesn't take long. I guess you can really say I plot and write as I go. So let's just say plotting might take maybe 3 days. So then I'd write down 3. So then I would also figure out how many days it would take for the first draft. So if I believe it's going to take me 3 days to plot it, then I'm looking at maybe the 18th or 19th when I would probably actually start the project. And considering the fact that I am close to my due date, I would have to take that into consideration when looking at the calendar. So me personally, I like to take certain weekends off. So like this past weekend that just happened, the 13th and the 14th, I worked. So then this weekend, the 20th and the 21st, I'm not doing any work. That is mostly my time to read, catch up on my reading, spend time with my children and my husband, and just do family things. So no writing whatsoever. However, then the next weekend, which would be like the 27th, 28th, I will probably more than likely be working. So looking at it, we're going to count maybe 30 to 60 days, considering the fact of what's happening. So we're looking at, so about May 22nd. We'll say 30 days. We'll just say 30 days. And then how long will it take for me to rewrite it? Well, it really doesn't take me long to do rewrites, especially if I already got the story already down. So we'll say tops 15 days. And that's if I stay focused and nothing comes up. And then to self-edit. Now the self-editing, because I have a tendency to, I guess, over-criticize myself, become such a perfectionist in what I do, I tend to self-edit like for a while. So we'll say after that, we'll say also self-edit. We'll give ourselves at least another 15 days. And then then the next ones we have is beta read, book proposal, pitch, edit, and proofread. And it goes on and on and on. So how many days would you need your beta readers like to take? Like how many days will it take for them to get it back to you? Your book proposal, how long is that going to take for you to type out and get ready? Your pitch, how long is that going to take? Professional editing, how long does it normally take for a professional edit? And if you've never had it professionally done, then you probably won't know until you actually talk to the professional editor that you plan on working with. And then to the proofread, how long will it take for the professional proofread and for you to proofread it like in total? And then here you would total up your days and you'll figure out how many days it will take. Then you'll go up here and you would total it out. Or you'll write the total, right here underneath that. And so now you see, and you do that for each and every project. I'm not saying do this and as you're working on like the first project, you start on the second project, because I'm going to show you what you can do next. You would just write down all the projects that need to be done or all the projects that you have in mind. Me personally, what I like to do is I like to have, since projects or ideas jump in my mind so much, usually what I like to do is take a pause, maybe in the afternoon, because in the morning is my writing time. In the afternoon, if I have an idea, I'll plot it out or just do a small little outline for it or a small synopsis. And then I'll put the idea to the side and I might even put it under this project list. So then I'll know to come back to it later because I'm already working on one and I want to focus on that one project. Now you see all that at the top. I just put that at the top, what you're going to put at the bottom. And I usually say, like, I put 12 projects up here because I know some people do short stories and then some people write novels, and some people probably even write quicker than I do since I handwrite. So there's that. Now the next paper that we have to look at, and excuse the yelling if you hear any yelling in the back, that would be my lovely children playing. Next is the writing schedule, the planner, and that is really what you're going to need the calendar for. So we would take the projects from the project planner and we write them down here, and then we would figure out a date that we're going to start them. So then that's when you would look at your calendar. And like I said, for the first one, if I was still working on it, if it was a fresh idea and I hadn't just finished it, I would be starting on it about April 19th. So then I'd put that date there. And then, however, I would take the calendar, and mind you, you have to put in calendar, holidays, school holidays, family sick days, weekly breaks, yearly breaks, off days, between projects, 10 unexpected circumstances, and 10 days emergencies, family functions. So me personally, I've already have a calendar, like I said, like that, as you can see right here. And as you can see, I also put vacation days earned because I believe that as writers, and as you can see, I need to put in the rest of my days, but as writers, I believe that we need to earn those vacation days, because writing to me is not just something, not just a release, but it also, in a way, it can be a business. It might not be a full-fledged business yet because I'm not published. However, I do see my writing as a business, and I believe I need to earn my vacation days. And so I work a certain amount of hours. I even have an app, and I will share it in the comments below what app I use, and use it as a time clock. I clock in and clock out for breaks, and then I clock back in and clock back out for the end of the day. I love it. And now. So as you can see here, I've already earned like 5 vacation days in January, 4 in February, 7 in March, and then we get to April. And as you can see, in April, I have a whole lot of days, and those are the days I expect to really not be working. That's what the pink is. The pink is telling me those are going to be your off days. Really, just do not work. Don't do anything. But like I said, I did work the 13th and 14th because it seems my days are getting closer and closer. And I feel like she's going to be here any day now. However, so to total up the vacation days, I usually get calendars like this. As you can see, I've already written all over it. There's May, June, July, but I get calendars like this to plan out my entire year. You get it from printacalendar.com, and I'll make sure I have the link in the comments. And what I would do is that I would count those days. So like the calendar holidays, if there's any calendar holidays that you celebrate, that you participate, like maybe Christmas and Thanksgiving, if you actually participate in those, or 4th of July, then yes, mark those with a certain color marker or highlighter to say these are the days that I'm off on that day. Then school holidays, like if you have children who are in school, me personally, I have children that are homeschooled, so we get to make our own little school holidays. So then those are in as well whenever I put them in. Family sick days, there might be, and the family sick days I really don't put in. As you can see, I have not finished the rest of the calendar like I said, but the family sick days I really do not put in because of the simple fact that I don't know when my family is going to get sick. And since I am a stay-at-home mom, I'm usually available. So I really don't have to put that in. If I have a personal sick day, which I hate, then I might use one of my vacation days for that. My weekly break off days, that's where you see the pink, like to tell myself, do not work, do not look at work, close the door, close the office door. Between projects, I will mark those probably in a different color if I'm between projects, as you can see. Like I might start one day, or like maybe that one, it was started in January 30th and then it ended June 23rd. And the way I got that date is that if I had totaled up everything that needed to be done, that's actually what it came to. It came to like June 23rd. Then I wrote a collection of short stories, February, and I'm still working through the editing stage for those. I'm still in the editing stage, really, for this, the first one. So now we're getting started with mystery, and that should be done about November. So there's those, the between projects. So as you can see, if I was to go on a calendar, these projects would really, they would collide with each other in a way. But however, they're not colliding in that I'm writing this one, then writing this one. No, these two are in a different stage than this one. This one is just, it's in its beginning baby stage, whereas these are going through like its toddler, their toddler stages, their teenage stages. So that's what that is, the between projects. Then 10 days unexpected circumstances and 10 days emergency or family functions. If you have family reunions and you know that you don't want to work those days, then you would put that in. If you also have like, and then that's when the emergencies and unexpected circumstances come in. That's also why I have the vacation days, just in case something does happen. I don't feel so bad when I come back to a project and it's not completed. And that's just what I do personally. And I always use one of these calendars first to be able to count out the days, because sometimes I lose count and I don't want to mess up my pretty little project thing, project paper. So I'll go to this and I'll count it out, and then I'll see exactly where it needs to go. For this one in particular. So looking at the mystery, and do not judge the name, the name is more likely going to change. But the mystery story in this one, we say had 193 days. So then I would go to my calendar, and starting I would find out what day that I said that it was going to start. And going back to it, I said I was going to start on it on the 12th of April. So then we'd find the 12th of April right here. And then we would count from there 193 days from that. And if I had it all blanked in or pinked in like it's supposed to be for the days I would be working and not working, or the pink days that I would not be working, I would actually total up to November 28th. It would actually come up to that total. I've done it on another piece of paper. And the only reason why it's not on this one is because I think I honestly printed out so many of these copies because I wanted to make sure the calendar was right. So I would handwrite it first. And of course, do the little calendar part right here. And then I'd go back to the computer, print it up, and then I'd put in the same things that I had. I had not finished this because, as you can see, I only have April and May because those 2 months right now are very important to me, considering the fact of what's about to happen. And then when May gets here, I more than likely, when everything calms down, I'm more likely put in the rest of the months. And then I'll start looking at the next year. The only, I have these down here for 2020, even though I'm not quite sure if they will not happen, but if it will be on that day, because of the simple fact that these three are already in the process of being baby stage, toddler stage, teenage stage. So since I have to deal with those three stages, I have to focus on these. I put these as estimate dates of when they might, not even when they might be started really, but when they'll be completed as well. So that's it. Thank you for joining me for that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications of my next videos. And if any of that was confusing to you, just let me know down in the comment section. Also in the comment section, let me know how you plot all of your projects for the year. Peace and love.